Hi, I'm Mr Schofield. Welcome to the Geography Department at Smithills School. We're a department of 4 staff. There's myself, Mr Hinley, Mrs Malt and Miss Haywood. At Smithills you will all do Geography at Key Stage 3, and then at Key Stage 4 you get to pick whether you want to follow the Geography pathway or you want to go and do History as well. Both are options at Key Stage 4. This image that you can see now is my absolute favourite in Geography. I think it says a lot. It's of Sao Paulo, and it shows the difference between the haves and the have-nots. We use it a lot within our idea of development within Year 7, 8 and all the way through to 11, and it shows on a very small scale how some people on our planet are very, very wealthy, live very, very nice lives, and then very, very close by it shows people who are really, really suffering, and we use it to kind of show that across the entire world there is a massive difference between what we call HICS, high-income countries, and what we call LICS, low-income countries, and how actually those countries can be very, very close to each other, but still within those countries and between those countries there are massive differences. So in terms of Geography, I think the great thing about Geography is the field work we do as a practical element to our subject. It really, really does back up what we do in the classroom. In Year 7, we use the local area to study things like ecosystems in the forest we have very close by. In Year 9, we do a residential trip for 3 nights to the Ribble Valley, looking at river processes, looking at tourism within that area. Then in Year 11, all pupils studying GCSE Geography will carry out 2 field works. They'll go on a human visit, which quite often we do something like Manchester, looking at pedestrianisation of Manchester, and then we look at a physical field work, either rivers or sometimes we do coasts, to really bring alive what they study in the classroom. In Geography we study a curriculum all the way from Year 7 to 11. We have this idea called a spiralised curriculum, which means we revisit ideas within every year just from a slightly different angle. So for example, in Year 7 we'll look at the idea of development in terms of what is development, what are the differences between rich and poor countries, and then in Year 8 we'll go back to the idea of development, but we'll also look at the idea of is development damaging for our planet. As well as development in Year 7, we also study the idea of what is our place, giving everyone the idea of what their local geographies are, as well as the idea of hazards of weather and climate, as well as coastal and river flooding. In Year 8, we continue by looking at ecosystems, looking at our local ecosystems all the way to rainforests and savannas across the world. We look at hazards of our risky world, so we look at earthquakes, we look at volcanoes, we look at weather hazards again through hurricanes, and then we also look at issues with urbanisation, about people moving from rural areas to urban areas and the impacts they have. In Year 9 we look at distinctive geographies of the UK, followed by rural urban areas in the UK. In Year 10, when we start the GCSE, we look at tectonics in greater detail, we look at weather, climate and ecosystems, development and resources, and then social development in Year 11.